can expand on the service providing in a way that everyday Antiguans get to benefit, not just as the service class, because it's giving me servant class, which is giving me slavery. Yeah? Because how many native Antiguans can enjoy their natural resources in ways of tourism and not be out of pocket, not be struggling, not be in debt? Like they enjoying an excursion, like I'm enjoying an excursion. The difference is they live here and I don't. That's not to say that you're not going to see natives on the beach after work. That's not to say that you're not going to see a native getting a drink, which you won't see most often than not, especially in tourist areas, especially the Mexican islands. Most likely than not, they're going to be out of towners, out of staters, out of countryers like me. And I say this to say is this not another form of colonialism?
Snakes come out during the day and night.
Yeah, they don't give a damn.
Yeah, and the Mongols started devouring nearly all the snakes. Because here in the island, we don't have any other predator animals here in the island other than the Mongols. Alright? So
Where did they get the Mongols from?
they introduced them to the island. I'm not sure exactly from where. I think it's from like somewhere from like different areas. I'm honestly to you, I think it's different areas. I can't remember exactly where they got the Mongols from. All of this, they brought the Mongols here, and then the Mongols just took over.
But also, different species do things for the environment. So technically, the snakes was doing something. Maybe taking care of the rats. So now that the snakes are no longer here, does that affect the?
Yeah, because the rats now, we do have like rats here and there, but it's not a case where we have like loads of rats and so on. No.
So it's not like New York City.
You know, like, but we do have rats. You know, and the snakes when they realized that the very snakes they set the Mongols to devour are only known to be in Antigua, they then backtracked on the plan and put the remaining snakes on the offshore islands around Antigua, such as Green Island, Bird Island, York Island, and so on.
So they literally picked up the snakes and put them on another island.
Yes.
I wonder whose job was that.
And then they just leave the Mongols here just to be roadkill. So the Mongols, you're gonna find a lot of Mongols as roadkill here on the road, but trust me.
Yikes. That is so sad.
I know, right? But let's go. Let me show you this other section here.
Okay, is it picture or no picture?
You're gonna want to take pictures.
Okay. My phone is dead, so I'm using this GoPro.
And I'm gonna use my phone to take this is the place I actually want to take a lot of pictures at because you'll love this section.
We'll see. Because, I was loving it until you said parasailing's not even a thing here. So I don't know.
You're gonna forget about that when you reach over there.
I don't know, maybe.
When I show you here, this is gonna be a change.
We'll see. You had your point, and then you was like, we don't have parasailing. Like, girl, that's like being on the Caribbean having no coconuts. Like, why don't you have parasailing?
I'm sorry, it's not my fault.
Should bring that to the government. Next to your rum distillery idea, bring parasailing too.
Or maybe I just do it on my own without telling anybody anything. I might privately own business and everybody come down and try parasailing with me.
I mean, set that up. You got my number, set that up.
Of course. So you come back down on a constant just to go parasailing.
If I have the connects, I'd make that happen.
What day it is? Yeah, so up here now. This is where they have parties on Sundays and Thursdays.
Oh.
So this is the party area right here. That's the stage. They will have like steel drums, live bands, barbecues.
Do you play instruments?
No. I never really got into any when I was younger. I always told myself I should, but
yeah, me too.
It's never too late. I guess again. Because I have a friend that plays guitar. I told him that, I need to start learning because I want to, if I do feel like I'm going to go and get like a partner in the future, if I'm ready to propose, I want to be behind her with a guitar and start playing the guitar or something.
That is so Caribbean.
I mean, I would do something like that.
Extra on the romance.
Have to be extra, come on. So when I hear people like they don't know what to do, how to be romantic, I'm like, wow, really?
Is it people or is it men?
Some of the men. who are, especially in the United States, because I've been hearing the ladies say the men up there are trash.
They are super trash.
Really?
Super landfill.
I mean, I can go up there and just take over the place, man. That's great. I see why God wanted me to stay down here. He realized I'd be going up there and doing the most.
You probably would. Because every time the Caribbeanites go to America, they change up. They switch up. They are not the same.
Nah, man, I don't feel so. I'm still too much of a child to that.
The water is so nice. It looks like it's sparkling,
But
like
you
glitter.
know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You
It's
love it.
really pretty. Very pretty. This is like proposal type of thing, like bended knee, guitar, all of that.
Oh, my knees, sorry. Hold on, give me a
Oh,
second.
I have the knees. You don't. Me and Megan got the knees, but you don't.
Love it. Well, you see, this spot I was talking about, you're not going to see it properly, right? But I have pictures I can show you.
Okay.
It's right down there.
Okay.
Mermaid Garden. So, to hike to Mermaid Gardens, right? You would have to then go onto this beach right here and climb through, go all the way over here where the house is, and then hike, go all the way over here, and just follow along the line to go to Mermaid Garden down here. Alright?
Because you can't go this route.
Well,
Assuming?
it's just two different ways to get to Mermaid Garden. You can hike using the hiking trail, and you get to the little dirt road right here, going down here. It's rough. Or you can take the easy way, which is cutting through right here through the bushes right here, and you go down there. But when you reach down there, you still gotta climb. You know, to get to work, you still gotta climb. If you ain't got no good knees or like strong muscles, no, stay out from down there. But if you're adventurous and willing to climb down certain places, of course,
Absolutely not.
down there is the best spot.
Why is it called Mermaid?
Well, Mermaid Gardens is because it has like a nice little cave right there, and it has a platform. I'm not sure if you ever watched, well, yeah, you watch Night King.
Yeah. Okay.
So, definitely. Lion
He
King.
said, you black, so you probably watched it.
I mean, yeah, like, that's a cartoon right there. Nobody can tell me I'm different. Like, Disney had black people in mind. They hired all kind of black people to be inside the Lion King, so of course. So, yes. Like, you know, the Pride Rock, right? It's something like that. But imagine Pride Rock with like water in front of it.
Oh.
And I see that in all the pictures. But yes, the platform right there, you walk out to it, there's a pool of water right in front of you, and then it like cuts off, and then there's the ocean right here.
Oh, wow. Does anybody do stuff in the area?
They did do a few photo shoots, and I personally did like a mini photo shoot there. It's really cool, right?
Okay.
But, you know,
Like hangout type of stuff.
yeah.
Okay.
With friends, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Even with some of my friends, we hang out, we chill. A lot of people say they wanted to go hiking, so that's one of the spots I like to go hiking. It's very chill.
It's funny because you said like you ostracized yourself from people, and like 3/4 of your story is about you and your friends.
That's what I was telling you. 2 years ago, complete change. So, like, you see that friend I was telling you about, the one that passed? She changed me into an extrovert.
Okay.
So as soon as she passed, it's like the extroverted side of me just went downhill one time. So I turned more of like an introverted person. But then as soon as I got this job, I started becoming a little bit more extroverted again. It's not a case where I'm really extroverted, like I want to go outside.
Okay. Well, you're really good at your job, so I hope your customers bring out the more.
I mean, I've only been working here for a year, right? And I've been getting a lot of good reviews compared to other workers that have been working here for like way longer than me. So I know for a fact I've been doing a good job. Let me tell you something about here, right? You see, right here is where all the soldiers were docking back in the day. Like I told you, so that down there is now the stock gallery. Alright? So that's Fort Berkeley. It used to be another fort right over here. But because of the war, oh yeah, I didn't finish telling you about the stuff, right, with the French. When the French wanted to invade the island. So in 1779, they actually constructed trolley sides. They didn't finish the full-on construction of the two sides until like 1802. And then 1804,
That's
They
also
tried to.
after the end of the revolution. Or the begin. No, the end of the revolution. 1804, independence for Haiti. Yeah.
And then guess what? They lost.
As they should.
Very fast.
Oh, wow.
Over here now, in 2010, they did some digging right here in the little area here, and they found a lot of dead bodies.
Oh,
So it's a
not
case.
surprised.
It's a case where like when people die
Well,
back in
whose
those
bodies was it, though?
soldiers,
Okay.
when they died, they just tossed them overboard.
That is so inhumane.
That's what they did. Like unless you are like of like noble or royal descent, you're not gonna go into their grave.
Damn, that is so shiesty.
Yeah, so they're like, well, let's toss them overboard. I told myself I was gonna win my phone. I still didn't run.
I have this thing.
Let me speak it because I don't
See, this
understand.
is what the quality is giving.
The quality is gonna be given. Ooh.
Ooh,
Yeah.
sounds good. Did it work?
Yeah, they on video or something? Yes, it's like it's
Oh,
on.
it is on video. So yes, it was, and then I did something to take it. No, that's it. No, I literally just got this. I have no idea how to work it.
It sounds like I need to go back to the car to get my phone.
Okay, maybe.
Just call me Mr. Mashup. Everything I get mash up. When I touch the stage, I make the people put their hands up. Yeah, you know we cameras. That is how we raise up. Like Ratty and say, everybody jump, fuck off. Some people don't rate me, but we don't give a. If you have a hater, let me see your hands them up. And let them fools keep talking. My dogs do more than barking. We about that action, we ain't really come to talk. Tell them hush them out. If they really don't know what they're talking about. Overconfident about they run the run. But I promise you one thing. Anytime you step foot with our we inside this ring, we gon' be the last one standing. From the time we strike up the band, watch the people them start to jam. We'll be the last one standing. Watch the hand and foot start to swing. Now we mash up everything. Now hey, 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 hey. Everything go mash up, go mash up, go mash up. The whole party go mash up, go mash up, go mash up. Tell them we bad like them. Could never call me lame. Alright, have the baddest chick in the game with my last name. Mash up any arena, bright lights like a Rivina, and we go hit hard, harder than John Cena. That's just how we have we fun. When rhythm start to bump and people start to shout, push them down, push them down. It's madness in this ring. When hand and foot start swing, this a real vibe. And this ain't no jokey thing. Tell them hush them out. If they really don't know what they're talking about. Overconfident about they run the round. But I promise you one thing. Anytime you step foot with our we inside this ring, we gon' be the last one standing. From the time we strike up the band, watch the people them start to jam. We'll be the last one standing. Watch the hand and foot start to swing. Now we mash up everything. Now hey, 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 hey. Everything go mash up, go mash up, go mash up. The whole party go mash up, go mash up, go mash up.
I went shopping,
One thing about it.
and this is what I got. So I got this lovely purse that matches the entire aesthetic. And this is handcrafted. It's made from like leather. Let me get my stability bitch on. Okay, can you see that? Yeah. This is him. And then today, can you see? Can you see? It's giving me Egyptian hieroglyphics, and that's why I got it. Okay. And you can never have too many purses. There's a woman that's like ungodly. Like that's not even a thing. So here we go. That's the bet. Ooh. Your space is A. If you see the thing get up, know that I was going to go to my thing and it happened. So I probably wouldn't say nothing about the business. And secondly, as you can see, the title is Antigua, or as the natives would say, Antigua. The Black experience from a Caribbean diaspora lens. So as you can tell, for by past recordings of my current feed, But yes, I am in Antigua. But it's not just a vacation. At least for me, it's not just a vacation. It's also an opportunity to learn a little bit about Caribbean culture. This is one of many, many islands. So I'm not saying like Antigua is the beginning and the end and the whole shebang that is the Caribbean identity, as opposed to this is just stop one. This is just the beginning. I just put my toe in it. So I say this to say that I've been here for about a week. I came last Sunday and today's Sunday. So I've been here about a week. And outside of the excursions and let me put the stand back on. Hold on. It's off. I got like three fans going and it has to be free. It cannot be less than free. So hold on. No problem. That's the right one. So as like I was saying, I've done on the touristy things, a lot of the touristy things. And it's been cool for what it was, the excursions, different locations, seeing different things. But it also opened up my curiosity about like how other people live, in particular other Black people, in particular Caribbean people. Like for me, my family is Haitians. They're from Haiti. I'm Haitian American. I was born in the States. So I've never had the Caribbean experience outside of secondhand, outside of my family telling stories or US media. And I feel like when I was younger, I was very pro Haitian and pro Haiti, and I didn't know much about Haiti outside of like what my family portrayed, the food, and like certain cultural norms, like 1st of January, Independence Day, drink soup to roll. Like that's just tradition, and not necessarily like a kindredness, not necessarily an understanding, not necessarily a like I feel in solidarity as opposed to practice, as opposed to tradition. And then I got older. And the gag is, when I was younger, I used to speak fluent Haitian Creole. My Creole was impeccable. Haitians from Haiti would be like, "Oh, are you sure you're born in the States? You sound just like a little Haitian." That tongue has worn itself out. It does not have the it does not have the heaviness, it does not have the accent like it used to. But then again, isn't that the American dream to assimilate when you lose your ethnicity, when you lose your cultural ties, when you lose your uniqueness and you just become a bland American? And that's not sneak dissing, let's say, Black Americans, because Black Americans' culture is vast. But what I am saying is the American identity is very much flattened too. So so when I became an adult, I kind of was like, and that bourgeois gaze was like, I'm just gonna get this degree and get this money up, kind of just getting food right. And I didn't really have politics. I didn't know nothing about socialism, like that should be clear. I didn't really have an understanding of the world as opposed to like this shit sucks, get your money up, and things should be better, right? And it wasn't after college and like testing out the real world post education, post this experience where I realized that no, the rabbit hole definitely goes deeper, and your class is not going to save you from racism. Also, like being a chosen Black, a Black excellence, a preferred Black is not going to absolve you from racism either. Like they like you today, but they'll crucify you tomorrow. Ask Kaepernick. So like or ask Obama. So like that's not something that you could necessarily avoid. And then with the understanding of class and how class came to be, and the understanding of money and how money came to be, and the understanding of wealth hoarding and wealth exploitation, etc., it wasn't just as easy as getting a good wage job, which is rare these days, and then save up or whatever, and then, better boom, better bang, you have a house at the beach. And I think with this particular experience, not only did I need a hard reset and I needed a vacation, but it also allowed me to see kind of like, let's not say like bar for bar, but kind of like what would life be if I were straight up Caribbeanite? Like I was born and raised in the Caribbean. Like what experiences would I have? But also what experiences would I lack? For example, yes, I'm a tourist and yes, I'm in the tourist areas, but from what I've actually experienced, I can travel anywhere within the island because there's Wi-Fi. But not everywhere within the island has clean, drinkable water. And when I say clean, drinkable water, for example, where I'm staying at an Airbnb, I found this out after the fact, after I booked. If I would have done it beforehand, this probably would have factored in and influenced my long-term stay. So where I currently am, the water is clear, but the pipes are rusty. So it's like a Flint, Michigan type of situation. So the water isn't brown, it is actually clear, but the pipes are rusty. So however they contain the water, however they disperse the water, whatever rusty, dusty, faulty that it is, the metalwork that it is, the pipes, the water runs through it, collaborates and contains or mixes with whatever that residue is, and it comes out through the pipes. And you won't see it because it's not brown, but you will definitely feel it because you will see even on the pipe. So like let's say you're showering, the shower head is rusting. The shower head is like gunk stuff on there. You see it's like wearing out, like you kind of see it turning brown. Also, when you shower and after you get out the shower, your skin itches like a lot, like a lot. I got TSA throwing out my sunscreen and my bug spray was going to be the nuisance, but it's not actually the water. I could take well to the sun because I know how to, not burn in the sun as well as I keep myself shady, right? I know I can squat up, squat away a fly, right? But water is essential. Like if the water is fucked, you're just fucked. That's just what that is, actually, Michigan. But I can tolerate it to a degree because I definitely have enough lotion to last me a couple of months. But also, I know I'm here for a short time, not a long time. But if I were to live on this island, in particular this section of this island, there's nowhere in hell I would ever stay. There's nowhere in hell I would maintain. Especially, like I said, there are pros and cons to everything, as well as there's still a class dynamic. It's just different. In ways of like other islands, like Jamaica, they have private beaches. So non-Jamaicans or like these resorts can own a beach and have their private business. But this private beach does not allow for native Jamaicans to travel the beach, engage in the beach, do all their little beach adventures because they are natives and they are not, renting or staying on the resort. That's a form of discrimination. That's a form of segregation. That's a form of classism. Let's be real. A lot of these people who are on these resorts, a lot of these guests are not black. So that's another form of racism. So I say this to say is that there are nuances. But what I will say is from what I've experienced in Antigua, there is a little bit of that. You gotta get it how you live it. You gotta hustle for it. The cost of living is high, but also there isn't that protection in ways of like Social Security. Like I've talked to a couple of tourist providers, and they said, during the pandemic, it really fucked up the tourist industry because, for example, Antigua, they are a country where they rely heavily on imports. So they rely on other people shipping shit to them because what they have stated is that the island cannot produce enough food to feed everybody on the island. So this native Antiguans, we're not even talking about the rest of us, they don't have it. And then on top of that, it's hard for agriculture to grow. And then on top of that, like the land is very mountainous, it's not as even, it's not like a corn field. Like that's not what this is. And the weather's different, the water pattern's different, so it's more of a luxurious lounging, taking up the atmosphere. And that's all good and dandy if you're providing tourism, which is the majority of the economy of Antigua, and the majority of what people do is provide the service for the tourists. But as they pointed out themselves, during the pandemic, that shit went to shit because everybody was locked down. So if your dependence on other people coming to make your economy and your country worthwhile, when they don't come anymore, and let's say this time around it was a natural, well, maybe not a natural disaster. Maybe this time around, last time around it was like COVID, it was a pandemic. Next time around it could be an embargo. And if it's an embargo, then what? Then what? Then what now? You're in the same position, but like now what? You see what I'm saying? And it's not me telling Antiguans what to do or what they should do or what they shouldn't do, but as opposed to like things to think about. But then one of the source providers was like, during the time, because things were unstable, it allowed people to rely on mutual aid, allowed people to rely on their neighbors, come together. The pastors came and started, distributing food, so people were taken care of to a degree, but it wasn't enough when like, the government stepped in. Now, don't get it twisted. The American government ain't working out a god fucking damn. Not one, not two, damn, not two fucks, bitch. This thing's just horrible. Every single one of them hoes is horrible. But at the very fucking least, they cut us two itty checks. Two small little checks. They didn't make a dent in the bills, but they sent that shit. In other countries, they were just like, well, I guess that's the way the cookie crumbled. And felt no fucks about it. There wasn't here's a little bit on that EBT. There wasn't a rent moratorium. Like, it was just like, well, guess that's how the good crumbles. Yeah. There wasn't like, oh, here's your tax money back, because they never give money back. So it was kind of like you have to fend for yourself. And I say this to say, moving on to modern times right now, I see the advantage of that in the way of like, you don't have to rely on like a whole boss. A lot of y'all want to be entrepreneurs and be your own boss and all this other shit. Yes, you have that opportunity, but it also is based off of like your access. So if you're able to have a car, then yes, you can be a mobile service provider, whether it's a taxi, whether it's excursions, whatever the case may be. You can move a little bit different. But if you don't have a home, and from what I was told, most Antiguans are renters, and you are renting, and the cost of living is high, you don't have extra money to be reserving and investing and to be saving, because everything you got literally is based off of day-to-day living. Day-to-day living. Not week to week, not month to month, but day-to-day living. Down to like, if you don't eat today, you're not going to eat today. One thing I thought in my head was like, the difference where homelessness is still homelessness, but at least you can live on the beach, so to speak. You actually sleep on the beach. Not preferable. You're next to water. Hopefully it's not a high tide. Hopefully the creatures we see don't come on that night. It's not preferable. But if push comes to shove, you could. In the States, you couldn't. Even if you live somewhere warm, because that was a thought, it's warm, so you would technically last choice, you could live on the beach. But even places like Miami in the States, they will come to you. They will jail you. They will criminalize you. You down on your luck, you ain't got two things to rub together, and they just gonna throw you in jail. Because that's how classism works, yeah? So that doesn't happen here. But also there is a lack in a way of like infrastructure. Like there are roads where it's paved, and those are roads that go to like the cargo ships, yeah? But like there's other places where it's not paved, it's dirt road, and it's clunky, and it's uneven, and goddamn, so many potholes. But that's an infrastructure situation. Some might say, okay, Antigua doesn't have enough money for small island. Granted, maybe 100,000 tops who live here, including those who are natives and those who are not natives. And like, if your country is shipping and exporting motherfucking ships, people come here. Like, I'm coming in here with a suitcase and a carry-on and a personal item. Them hoes are coming with a fucking yachts, bitch. They are moving yachts across the fucking globe. And you telling me them hoes ain't got no tax money? You telling me them hoes ain't got no infrastructure money? You telling me them hoes who own property can't ship in? Or is it that you don't require that because, the palms are greased? And that's a personal choice, yeah? So I say this to say is that there's not all pros and there's not all cons, but there's, what is the word? The word is like there's possibilities, opportunities, there's there's room. There's room in ways of like, I ain't got all the answers yet, but in ways of like, you can expand on the service providing in ways that everyday Antiguans get to benefit, not just as the service class, because it's giving me servant class, which is giving me slavery. Yeah? Because how many native Antiguans can enjoy their natural resources in ways of tourism and not be out of pocket, not be struggling, not be in debt? Like they enjoying an excursion, like I'm enjoying an excursion. The difference is they live here and I don't. That's not to say that you're not going to see natives on the beach after work. That's not to say that you're not going to see a native getting a drink, which you won't see most often than not, especially in tourist areas, especially the Mexicans. Most likely than not, they're going to be out of towners, out of staters, out of countryers like me. And I say this to say is this not another form of colonialism? Is this not another form of like slavery with a smile? Now, granted, the tourist guys are like, you notice that a lot of people are here are friendly, they're nice, they're very lovely. Yeah, they are. But again, if you're in the tourist industry, which you all are, can you really afford not to be nice? And that's not to say that I'm hoping someone jumps out of the pocket and gets crazy with me. But it's like, can you really tell a customer to go fuck off if like this customer potentially could be the difference between having more clients and not having more clients? Can you tell a customer like, hey, you're crossing my boundaries when hey, customer? Can you really tell your politicians how you really feel when they're beholden to the tourist industry? So yeah, different day, same. Did you hear that? Sounds like the crack of the whip. Yes, just a different form. And gag is, I was speaking to these Antiguan mature women. So they were like senior citizens, and they were born there. They traveled across like the states and went to the UK because Antigua used to be owned by the British, blah blah blah. So like they went to the UK, they went to the United States, they've been places, they've done things, they had their kids in Antigua, they've been retired back in Antigua. And they even admitted like their home is not something that they just bought, like they lived their grand bourgeois life in America and sailed the seven seas and saw things and went places and looked. It was more so it was hot. And now they're retiring back home, but it wasn't even like I bought a house and I'm retiring, as opposed to like this is a family house and I inherited it. So now I live in it. Versus the bourgeois narrative of like, oh, we're gonna leave our little Caribbean island, we're gonna go to the UK, Canada, France, the United States, make all these gazillions of dollars, come back to the country, be a big boss, be a big mama, be a girl boss, pull a Beyonce, pull a bourgeois, live in this like that's the fantasy. The reality is you had to survive. And the element of survival is so raw and so real when you're outside the United States. And that's not to say people are suffering. That's not to say the black women for the black boys. And I'm saying people are out here peddling them for the scams. What it is to say is that you have to be innovative and there is no other resources. Like there's an I'm gonna go to the government and get the phone. I'm gonna go to the government and get this. So like that doesn't exist. There isn't a depending on what it is, like there are checks and balances, but in the sense of like if you wanted to open up a restaurant, you can just open that and just like you still gotta go through the proper channels, through the proper paperwork. But if you wanted to like, I don't know, like start giving rides on your little scooty bike, you can kind of do that on the low until you get official, and nobody's really gonna stop you because money is green and red and all different colors here. But also because it's kind of the energy of the island. Like you gotta hustle, you gotta get it, you gotta figure it out. Because whatever you can monetize and slap a sticker price on it, if someone's gonna pay for it, they can think about it. It's not causing anybody harm, it's not causing harm to the nation's reputation. Because again, you can't afford to be a nation that isn't happy, joy all the time when you depend on tourist money. So like you have to keep that reputation. You gotta keep that image. And it's very much giving you respectability in politics. And that's not to say that's what Antiguans are doing, but it's very much to extract you from your humanity. Like, I can't express that I'm upset. I can't express that I'm mad. I can't express anything other than, because literally my bottom dollar life depends on it. And that's a way of stealing humanity in ways of like, yeah, me had to always be happy and joyous and yes sir, because like her literal life depending on her being yes sir. And you still have to be in mask, be in performance, then it is a version of. And that's not to say you're not don't do that, because if you're in customer service, bitch, you gotta act like you got some sense, you gotta act like you're some type of happy. But what I will say is with the customer service institutions, it has gone since the pandemic, nobody got training, nobody knows how to do customer service, nobody knows how to go above and beyond. Like, since the pandemic, it's been trash. But the point is that there was some type of like expectation of providing a particular type of service to a particular standard. Whereas when your industry is tourism, how do you switch that on and off? And do you even know how to switch that off? Because I know in tourism countries, especially those countries that are tourist heavy, they teach the children, you're going to go into hospitality, you're going to go into care work, you're going to go into service work. And they're teaching these young people your only good investment in life is to serve other people. So no, it's not picking cotton, or no, it's not cutting sugar cane, but it's the same extracting of your humanity, because you can't be anything but a service worker. You can't be anything but a provider. You cannot be fully human. Like me, I'm on vacation, and yes, I'm so black, like obviously, but because I'm a paying customer, it's a different type of vibe, it's a different type of expectation, it's a different type of power dynamic. But if I wasn't a paying customer and I was living on the island, that would be the same expectation for me. But also, a lot of people who aren't living here and who aren't in the tourist industry are folks who don't have to rely on portraying a particular humanity. They don't have to rely on being happy to enjoy. Like, they can tell you if the service sucks. They can tell you if they're not happy because they're quote unquote paying, and the customer's always right. But the server, the person who makes the experience, the person who fixes the drink, the person who chefs up the meal, at all times. But the paying customer can literally show you the ass and just look at that. It puts things into a large perspective. How the diaspora, how capitalism, and how anti-blackness works globally. And in regards to inspiration, motivation, and opportunity, I'm about to talk about this, because there is a particular programming that I'm pulling on watch at 6. So maybe this short high thing didn't work out. Things still work out for me because I did not want to miss this programming, because I think it's like a one-time broadcasting. So maybe God be do you know. But there is opportunity in the way of life. And I'm saying this for me because I'm the new group. I'm the newcomer. And people already got this. So this is really just if Antigua wanted to expand on what the cultural identity is, in the sense of like servicing, in the sense of like excursion, in the sense of luxury, in the sense of providing. What if Antigua was able to expand on what they provided and also be able to provide for local Antiguans, and they get to benefit from it too? So you're not just a provider, but you're the person who controls the means of production. Yeah. What if you were just a taxi driver, but like you were unionized with different taxi drivers, and like nothing moves, shakes, or shivers without all y'all being on the same accord? Not a job. What if you're not just providing tours and excursions, like y'all are unionized and not all will be like on support? Like, for example, we going out there snorkeling. Nowhere in the island you can get snorkeling for less than $100, because like that's the ongoing price. So we're not undercutting each other, it's just a standard. And let's say I'm booked. I'm booked for snorkeling. Everybody on the block, they booked for snorkeling. But because we're all connected in the snorkeling organization, I can hit you up with someone on the east side of the island, the north side of the island, the south side of the island, wherever you need, baby, because we all linked up, we all synced up. What if, like, you were able to provide all these luxurious experience for the out of towners, the out of staters, the out of countries, like, but you were able to provide a similar experience for native Antiguans with a lot more cheaper price tag. Like, for example, when we doing skydiving, I don't know why we doing skydiving. When we doing skydiving, okay, I'm charging these out of towners like $200 American. And $200 American sounds like a lot, but that would be like what $400 American, because like for $1 American is like $2 East Caribbean dollar, and that's what we see with Guyanese and a few other countries have their currency. And let's say you charge $200 for the Americans, but let's say for the native Cubans you charge $50 Antigua dollars, which would be $25 US. You still get a similar experience, but it's not just you giving your best to someone else, but you're also getting to experience that best for yourself. Does that make sense? Because oftentimes, especially because I be thinking, I be pondering this, I be like, fine. And think about how a lot of Black people are in the service industry across the board, regardless of where you're at on this planet. Most likely now we are in some type of service industry job. And we give our fucking best. Why? Because our fucking bottom line depends on us doing a good effort. It depends on us getting these tips. So we are so fucking exhausted by the end of the fucking day that we don't have it for ourselves. We just performed 8+ hours of our best selves to motherfuckers who can give a fucking lesson. So we can't give it to ourselves because we're exhausted, we're depleted. We cannot give ourselves that top elite service because we're exhausted. Or by the time we collect the check or we count the pennies together, we realize that we in the red. We owe more than we actually have. And let's not even talk about other commitments and obligations, like let's say you're a mother and have children. You're exhausted by the end of the 8 hours of sick, smiling, and yes, that you not have to keep with your kids, you not have to do no homework, you not have to do no bonding, but you're tired, you don't need ready to do that. And that is a form of robbing their humanity. Day in and day out, days in and days out, weeks in and weeks out, months in and months out, years in and years out, decades in and decades out. And you ain't never been nowhere. You ain't never did nothing. You ain't never extended because all that you provided, your time, your energy, your love, your care was literally poured into everything but yourself. And then you wake up one day, you like a raisin in the sun. You hardly recognize yourself. You don't look like what you used to look like the last time you really looked at yourself. Not just, oh, my hair's done, I can leave the house. Or, oh, I got the right, wear clothing in the house. Looking at yourself, seeing yourself, looking into your eyes, being seen by yourself. And the next time you see that, you realize, oh shit, I got a couple of braids, I got a couple of wrinkles, like the body isn't as firm as it used to be. And you wonder, what was your time? How did you spend your time? And you look back, all you can really think about, what you could really conceptualize, what you were really present for, is work. You're servicing other people. That is your reputation. That is your life. A good worker. But like, not a good human in the way of like, you never really got to be human. You never really got to experience and expand. And that's not to say laying out on a gorgeous beach makes life light. But it's like the experience to be there, to see a sunset going through with your own two fucking eyes, to have a meaningful conversation with a stranger that you'll never see again, but that conversation left a lasting impact on you. To eat food that you would never eat before. Like, they are not, it's not the same thing as going to Coachella, meeting your favorite celebrity, but it means something. to cater to yourself, to hear yourself, to love yourself, to enjoy your own company, to pour into yourself. That means something to your humanity. To just even see how other people live and to be in that energy is a grateful experience, is a luxury. But it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And the reason why it's a luxury is because of the pay barrier. And that pay barrier very much comes with the classism, with the racism, with the ableism, with the sexism, all the isms that we hate. It comes with that. That pay role, that bondage, that pay thing, all comes with that. All comes with that. So even if you wanted to enjoy, that probably can't afford to enjoy. So you're just watching life through somebody else's eyes. You're either living vicariously as the driver, or there, or through. That's okay. That's still bad. Look at my name. But not everybody gets to exist, and not everybody gets to live. And the reason why there is this have and have not is because to have someone to think for themselves, to have someone who's responsible for themselves, the haves don't want to cater to them. No, this is not that. No. It's like, for yourself. Because like, I do it for yourself, and we get some help to do it. You know? If we didn't have these blockages, if we didn't have these pink walls, if these were more equitable, then we wouldn't slave away. Because honestly, who always feels happy? Oh my God, you're tiny. Who wants to service other people? Oh my God, you're tiny. Even mothers want to fucking avoid them. So like, why would you expect non-mothers and just humans in general wanting to get back to self? And the illusion, the visual illusion is if you do it well enough and you do it for a particular time, then you'll be able to leave the game, retire from the game, but you don't. You don't. Most poor people will live in that world. Never getting to experience life, never getting to live life, never getting to see life through another lens. Just living day to day. And that's by design. Because while you are depleting your humanity for a check, and that's not a new thing, it's a capital thing, them folks who ain't got to worry about the money, they blowing the money because they never done anything to them because they got enough of it because they've been hoarding, they've been stashing, they ain't sweating. I mean, literally, they're moving one hunk of money from one place of the planet to another place of the planet. They literally y'all from here to there. You think y'all been chicken on money? Meanwhile, you chicken on bills. Meanwhile, you chicken on rent. Meanwhile, you chicken on hospital. So they say this to say that what is that? Oh, okay. Okay. I say this to say is that revelation, like I've always looked at this class, but seeing it from a different perspective and seeing how it's connecting for the good, for the good. But here, I'm not asking for it. I'm not asking for something. And it's like, yes, I'm still poor. And yes, I'm probably like the difference. Because like here, it's like, for example, there's Wi-Fi, and you can hear you got the fan. Like you have the essential. Essential can just when it's essential, it is like the bare minimum essential. But in the States, the essentials don't qualify. You have to at least have the premium package because that's the cost of being an American or living in America. You have to have the car because most places don't have the transit. Then they can guzzling your money in gas. But then you're guzzling your money in rent because rent is weekend. And then you gotta get the groceries. And if you got kids, the child care is also obviously. They know you can't leave them with your mother or your sister because they working too. Ain't nobody retired because they can't afford it. Like you're constantly having money come in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. You really can't save it because it's always an expense to pay. You got to subscribe to life. Like these are the hindrances. So even if you were going to be on some like, oh, let me take my money out, let me retire, let me do the right thing, let me get my next home and throw both country code, that you can't do that because the money's always leaving. It's like a penny with a hole in it. It's like a hole in your pocket. You cannot reserve it because there's always something. Always in this bill. Yeah. Whereas here, there is a minimum basic business that you can have, but know that it's very minimum and it's very basic. But depending on who you are and what your needs are, you can make do. And also, you can make do, but understand you're not going to have much. Understand, like, there might be a one there, but it's supposed to get to lunch. And then go, what is this? Like, streaming service. Like, there is no cash on that. So, like, there are going to be things that you can have to get attention. But it also depends. Do you want those premiums? Do you need to wait for those premiums? I think what most people do too. And so all the team too. It's not just like on that for a company, you know, money. It's also us of us, like why we guys spend that extra fashion over. And who I look at is the premium. Who I don't look at is the DVD. Who I look at is spend my money on whatever we get to. Like, that's my choice too. We believe you don't do that. And that also contributes to why we ain't measured. So there's a multitude of reasons why. But the most obvious is capitalism. So I say all of this to say is that I'm very much into myself because it's so weird in terms of like half the year in Antigua or somewhere and then half the year in the States. The gag is what type of job will allow me to do that? And the gag is I actually know exactly what type of job that allows me to do that. And I've been doing it and love doing it. And it's been like an itch up the ass that I have not done it in a while because I worked a real job because I'm tied to the capitalism of like fucking drag. So in that real job has been taking so much of my fucking time because when you're a salary worker, yeah, you work with and when you're an hourly worker with more so-called protections, but it's not really protections as opposed to like distracts you with, keep moves you with. You feel secure, but it's really a choke. Whereas when you're an hourly worker, they can get paid an hour, but it usually comes with benefits. So yeah, you kind of like an independent contractor, but like when the money is low, when the money's funny, when the money's over, then the money's going to be 20. But you go wherever it is, but the workers comp to something. So there's comp and pro solutions, right? But I feel like I can't, what I want to provide, I can provide because it fits with the tourist aesthetic. The question is, how do I make those ties? How do I make those connections so I can actually provide the service? Because the service would tie into like the relaxation, the meditation, the vibes, the water, the food that is the Caribbean. But it's also meaningful because it requires an ask of you to check in with you. Who is you? One more time, that time we went with you, talked to you, accompanied you, heard you, gave to you, poured into you. And that is what this particular service would require. The question is, how would I get into tourism? Who will roll the dice on the service? And how would I get people to sign up for it? Because it's not necessarily as complicated as opposed to it's more strategic. And I would have to be strategic. And because I'm an out of towner, out of stater, out of country, and I don't have those Caribbean roots connected that I wish that I had, it's going to be a little complicated, but I think it's possible. And not only is it possible for like what I'm going to, but it's also possible with it aligns with my values, it aligns with my energy. Well, if you're really aligned with my energy, it's pretty because like what do you want to be a fan? But okay, it aligns with my social. Okay, not formal aligns with Black people being good and outcome of the aligns with queerness is not based on Antigua. But it also aligns with like this is my contribution to society. And not to make it so grand scale and I'm the biggest that is across this far, as opposed to like capitalism is no capitalism. I can't defeat capitalism by my own itself. But I can contribute and do well and give in a way that makes me feel more in control, yes, but also makes me feel more liberated, yes, but also is work that's meaningful to me. It's not that I'm just doing this to talking and talk out with shit. And don't get it twisted, I'm a whole community organizer, so it's the check ain't set. The benefits is insurance. So it's never not about the money. But it is somewhat about like my me time, my own my own self, me and not work like that, me and not achieve anything, me getting into like, did you see yourself today? Did you talk to yourself today? Did you ever wonder what like as I say this to others, I'm also saying this about like time. And I want to be able to live the life that I feel I chose versus the life I feel as a whole to. Because of my circumstances, because I'm here, because of it, I want a life that I chose and not a life that fell into my life. And I feel like what I want to choose, very much want to choose me. I just gotta make this happen. And not so compulsive, skinny shit, but really on some nurturing relationship shit, on some symbiotic shit. I was just giving an example of how it's actually so unionized, so the life so stable, but also there's more control and power. I mean, it's like only $100,000. Y'all can get it together, y'all have that mentality to want to get it together. And it's kind of not negative, it's not negative, I'm not coming call that shit like this is what y'all need to do. This ain't that. But I am saying is that bitch I be seeing, bitch I be fucking, and bitch I gotta do it. But I think it's very doable. Because I will say, these people are very, very kind. Very nice people. I love the accent and we all got accents, right? But I also noticed something that is improvement. Like the buckle. Like the fact that certain areas literally have sidewalks. Like you will be down the street, sidewalks. The next street, open air, open shrub, wilderness, no sidewalks. And it's not all right for me, like if I'm gonna be sober and into right, they don't have to do something about that because bitch, I do not drive. I'm not willing to drive. I'm not willing to go license. Especially y'all got problems. How you gonna have problems in the car people drive? Like, girl, what? But then there is some type of public transit with their local buses that run, but they only run when the bus is full. So the bus could be full in 5 minutes or the bus could be full in 2 hours. But it ain't moving until it's full. That's not gonna work out for some people. There are taxis, but those taxis need more money than a little bit over. Okay, the taxi, depending on how far you go, and again, the tourist attractions are in one particular hub. So if you out of it's a small line, yes, it's drivable, yes, but they gonna charge you, yes, because of the traffic, because of lack of infrastructure, because of the potholes, because taxes are in high commodity. Because they can't charge it because of how cost of living. Like there's a lot of because. There's a lot of there, right? And I all feel like it's doable in due time. Not today, not tomorrow, and even with this, not in a year. But it could be in 10 years. It could be. And what would that look like? What would that look like? How would it look like more out-of-towners coming in? Not as colonizers, but as colleagues. Would that be more natural for this world with like intellect and knowledge and skill basing, whether it's an engineer, whether it's a gardener, whether it's a coach, servicer, or whatever the case may be, like what would that look like? What would that look like in that situation? Because all in all, the goal I said about Antigua and a lot of it is important to export, It is a love adventure movie. It's not a crime. Crime is not really a thing. Like the crime that exists is more like petty theft, more than it's like it's not that. But then there's an opportunity to grow. Like the fact that y'all ain't got no Asian food, like what? Y'all need Asian food. Y'all need your taste buds to be activated into Asian food. I don't think y'all have an ice cream parlor, which is like tragic. That would be weird. I would love to get people to the beach. I think there's opportunity to expand. You have no theater. No theater. The climate is like there's opportunities to expand. But the question is, do you want it? And do you as the government, as the people, as even tourists, because y'all matter, because y'all be put into the economy. Is that what y'all want? If that is, how do we make that happen? What is the blueprint? What is the rough draft of the way? Like who's the stakeholders? Who are the power breakers? Like who needs to get at the table? But I think all of that is very possible because there is what is the term? There is I don't want to say opportunity because it feels kind of predatory when you say opportunity, like how do I get in and get out kind of thing. I don't want to get a national brand. I don't want to do that. But there is opportunity to expand on what already exists. It's fertile ground for that. The question is that what the folks want? And if it is, how are we going to make it do what it do? But is it a possibility? Can it possibly happen? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's definitely going to take some great and some elbow great and some big headers with a big vision to make a big happen. So that's all I'm going to see. But I said, I'm going to wrap it up in 5 minutes. My 5 minutes turned into 20 minutes. So let me hurry up so I'm going to focus on me. But that is my little rundown for Antigua for now, the halfway point. Ooh, I have been looking at excursion for Monday. I have another excursion on Wednesday. Then I have a final excursion on Friday. Then I'm keeping my, low key and wrap up next Saturday. And then catch my flight back into tragic ass but yeah, that was the excursion. Y'all let me know what you think. Are you a Caribbean night? How much fun that? They say that's not a word, but it's a word to say. Caribbean night. And the Caribbean night is literally anybody from the Caribbean, wherever you want. And it's either someone who is either born in the Caribbean or someone who is a descendant. So I was not born in the Caribbean. My family and my family was. So therefore, I'm fucking Caribbean. And I want that to be our unifying. I guess you have Bahamas. Yes, you have Jamaica. Yes, you have Antigua. Yes, you have Antigua. You have all these nations, right? And we speak different languages, and we also have Creole, we have the standard King, Queen, English, French, all that other things, right? So we need a unifying label, and I feel that unifying label should be Caribbean. To let you know exactly what the fuck it is. I'm the Caribbean. I'm one of the Caribbean islands. And specifically what I'll specifically tell you that I see it, baby, right? But because the overall label, I think it should be perfect. But like that's a little, commentary, my little thoughts on it. The curls are curls. I did have to say, I didn't go nowhere. The curls are curls. But but so organization part that like how that but the point is, that this possibility, this possibility, show me what you think on the Caribbean night thing, the black experience with the sport. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Either as a Caribbean night yourself or someone who's not a Caribbean night but from out of the country, like you can see the relatability to similarities when it says like, oh, this is earthquakes here. Girl, I did not experience an earthquake. But they said before I think there was an earthquake. They were like chilling on it. They were like, you know, earthquake, you jump, So I'm tempted to get over that. But yeah.
Self-made, asexual, and I'm always on point like a decimal. Self-made, asexual, and I'm always on point like a decimal.
La reine te lave moins, nèg yo son des raisons moins, nan grand chemin.